This house was built by a top luxury home builder in Kansas City that we've featured on the channel several times before. They are widely known for their outdoor living spaces that go beyond the norm, custom homes that perfectly balance form and function, and one floor plan, among others, called the Clydesdale, that usually doesn't look like the house behind me. That's because this is a custom, reimagined Clydesdale 1.5 story. It is over 5,500 square feet, finished on all 3 levels. It sits on over a half-acre lot in Mills Ranch, a highly sought-after neighborhood in Overland Park. 4 beds, 4.5 baths. It was built in 2023. And it's currently on the market for $2.3 million. And one of the biggest differences is exactly where we are right now. It's this staircase, but before we get to that, we've got a special guest on the channel. This is Rachelle. You might have seen her in last week's video. You'll certainly see her in next week's video. But Rachelle, you have been working very closely with the builder for around 5 years now.
That's right. I've been working with Willis Custom Homes for about 5 years, and this particular one that we're touring was built by my clients as a Clydesdale with 1.5 stories.
And it's a lot of decisions, especially when you're customizing and custom building a home, have to do with the staircase with a modification like that. And we're going to break that down here in just a second. But really quickly, I want to give you kind of lay of the land and the feel for the main level. And so we're going to give you a shot of the kitchen, the family room, the screened in covered patio. But one of the big reasons that this plan wins all of the awards, it has to do with the entertainment flow throughout the house and also the function. So big part of that, Rachelle, is this wet bar right here.
Yes, the Clydesdale, always known as the party house, the unique plan where it blends the kitchen, the dining seamlessly right into the wet bar. So a great wet bar, perfect for entertaining. And this particular wet bar has a very unique space. Because of the 1.5 story Clydesdale was reconfigured, it has this little open concept that allows you to see through to the circular stair.
Yeah, I love the design here. You've got the two-tone stained uppers, painted lowers, and we're going to see a little bit more of that as we make our way throughout the house. But the wet bar, it flows right to the dining area of the house. We always get this chandelier that hangs down, which really draws attention to the beams that go wall to wall. But one thing I really like is you get this added floating built-in right here. Lots of downlighting, which is perfect, especially if you are doing a lot of entertainment. But the kitchen, this is another big part of the plan. Rachelle, we see a lot of higher end countertops. This happens to be a quartzite with a mitered edge, so you've got the extra built up overhang here. But can you break down the setup for us? You've got the built-in range here.
Yeah, so we have the drop-in cooktop. It is a 5-burner gas cooktop, which people really love to cook with gas nowadays. But this kitchen is very luxurious with the white quartzite, and you have the soft gray cabinets. We have a little hint of silver mixed with the soft tones of gold. And then the flooring being a really light and airy wood flooring. It gives you that California feel. And not only that, they took all this extra effort to really put in some added features like the panel top cabinets on top of the built-in refrigerator. So nice features throughout the home with the glass cabinets, with the lighting. So really some premium features in this home.
Yeah, one of my favorites, and you'll see it in next week's video. You get this alcove, this sink. You're overlooking the grill deck out here. We mentioned at the beginning of the video, the outdoor living is one of the things that really sets this builder, this property, and this plan apart. But I know we're excited to get to it, is the pantry here. It is a full prep kitchen. You've got a second stacked microwave oven. And Rachelle, you taught me this in another video, a pocket office.
Correct, yes. So this is the prep style pantry kitchen. So it's really an extension of your kitchen. You have an added sink, some appliances, lots of space for entertaining. And the best part about this one, it has a great little pocket office. So this pocket office is help you can pay bills, plan your meals, you can set up a little computer back here, and it has a nice big window and some floating shelves. And then also a great feature in this home in particular that they customized is just down the hallway in the wall, they put a built-in water bottle filler. So great for families on the go. You want your fresh water. You just came in from exercising and it's purified, built-in cold water bottle filler. So you don't see this in all homes, and this is definitely an added feature in this one.
But it's not the only custom feature in the house. We're going to see several more. This happens to be one of my favorites. So I've seen a couple of the Clydesdales in homes built by Willis where you'll get the dog wash station. This is the most upgraded one that we have ever seen. Rachelle, the owners, they went ahead, they tiled this in. You've got the upgraded plumbing fixtures right there. This is really, really a functional space for it.
Yeah, it's perfect. Right as you come in the garage, it's got a step up so that the dog can get up to the washing station. It has a wand. It's the perfect added extra feature that you sometimes get in these custom homes, and Willis did a great job of pulling it all together.
That's right. I grew up with two Bernese mountain dogs, the really big, furry, lots of hair. That would have been something very, very valuable to have. So certainly for some bigger dogs, but we'll put a drone shot on the screen right here. You got the 4-car garage. You saw it in the beginning of the video, 2 separate driveways, circle drive in the front, private drive on the side, along with the courtyard out there. One other thing that I want to mention in here, actually 2 other things. One is you do have a utility sink. I think that's a value add. If you're going to build a home, something I definitely want to see, or you could certainly take a look at this one. And then the second is you have extra height garage doors here with the side mount lifts. So Rachelle, one of the things that I know the owners, we're not going to show too much of this, the owners put an extra pier in right here to support a 2-sided car lift.
That's correct. They're kind of into cars and redoing cars, so that does have the extra support underneath for that lift if you want to add that feature at the moment. And there's also, you could add a generator. It's already been set up for that. And as Nick mentioned, these are high lift garage door openers. So all the setups, if you're into cars and you really want a workshop in your 4th bay, there is all kinds of outlets and dedicated circuits.
That's a big deal, especially in your building, to have all of the electrical upgrades like that. But with this property, without having to take I'm sure this one was around 14, 16 months to build out.
It was 16 to 18 months.
Oh my goodness. So that's a big difference with this property. But coming inside, Alex, right around the corner, we've got a dedicated half bath. So perfect for guests. You've got the upgraded solid surface countertops. But this spits us right back out to the family room. Rachelle, there have been a number of different iterations of the Clydesdale plan. One of my favorite things, we actually walked through the property before we started filming. One of my favorite things is this bay window right here. It's such a classy look.
Yes, the very first few Clydesdales had this bay window, and it's just so beautiful. It gives such character to a property when you just add that extra little detail with the slight curve and the bay. So it sets up this living space to just be really elegant and spacious for entertaining.
Yeah, you said it best. It goes very well with the coffered ceiling up top. That's not a detail we see too often now, but it adds such a classy look. And then you've got the shiplap trim going all the way up the fireplace. And you'll see it in next week's video. You got to make sure to subscribe if you want to see that. We've also got Rachelle in that one, and it's a different version of the Clydesdale. But one of the things that I really like about this builder and this property, you get these trim wrapped cased openings. I think that's such a nice look. And this is just above and beyond what we typically see. And one thing that we'll talk about when we get to the lower level is how this builder spends so much extra time configuring, engineering the lot for outdoor living spaces. And that's what we've got, actually one of several right here. So Rachelle, I know a lot of thought went into this. We've got tile floors, which we normally don't see.
Yes, lots of extras here. So you definitely have those big double slider doors that slide all the way open so you can seamlessly walk out into your lanai. And this one, they did take that extra step, like Nick said, and put tile on the flooring to just elevate it. It has beautiful stone trimmed exterior fireplace with the TV setup, and we are fully screened. So a beautiful space just to relax outside.
One thing we tend to see with Willis's homes, 4-sided stucco, so that's why you're seeing it in here. I like this stained tongue and groove on the ceiling. Again, it just kind of elevates the space. What you're seeing the two speakers up there. The whole house is outfitted with the whole home audio system. And I understand the owners, before we started filming, they've got a whole smart system set up. They can turn on lights by pressing a few buttons.
That's right.
And the garage, which one thing we should have mentioned out there, is they've got a special electrical switch run where they can tell which doors are open and they can close them all at the same time, which is pretty neat. But the second part of this outdoor living space, and what we see in a lot of the Clydesdale plans, is actually the grill deck. And Rachelle, I know that they've got a spigot out here, but you've also got another gas line for a grill or an outdoor kitchen.
Yes, they have that extra thought when you're building and you're customizing, you can add those extras, and they did. They added that gas line in case you want to add your grill. And this is typically the grill deck on the Clydesdale. And in this particular home, it's nice because it ventures right into a level grass with flagstone, stepping stones to the side. And it is fully fenced. Perfect little yard. You'll see as we go downstairs, it is also a walkout.
Yeah, and we'll put drone footage on the screen here. Lots of extensive upgraded landscaping throughout for privacy, fast growing trees. You just don't see that every day of the week with new construction. But we are going to head back to the main living spaces. We mentioned it, you do have the double slider here. You also have one off of the kitchen, which just brings in a ton of natural light. But one of the things that I want to touch on here is a little bit about the builder. So we're going to put some more drone footage on the screen because, Rachelle, one of the things that I like that they do is this is technically a flat lot, but one thing that's clearly very important to Willis is the outdoor living spaces on the specific property.
Yes, a lot of people want that walkout door, and this particular property was designed on a corner lot so that you could get a level backyard. So just off your lanai and your grill deck, you can walk out and enjoy your patio and then just step down to your grass. But then as we go down to the lower level, there's also another very unique outside space that you walk out, and it's a sunken in patio, and you can step up to the grass. So you have a walkout and you have that nice level patio. So perfectly done. It takes a special lot to do that, and this one, it fit perfectly.
Yeah, and I think another example is the way they utilize the front circle drive with the private side entry, 2+2 4-car garage setup. But it's also a lot about the layout. Even though this is an established plan that's built in several places around Kansas City, because the builder excels at customizing, because most of the homes, they're either build jobs or it's very rare they hit the market, you're able to do a lot of customization like what we're going to show you here in just a moment. But starting with the master suite, I like that this hallway here, the separation, is not just an afterthought. You've got the built-in shelving, you've got a box vault with an accent light up top, and the master itself is really, really big. So you get the sitting area right here, all of the windows that are bringing in a ton of light. But one thing that really stands out, it mimics what we saw on the main floor. Rachelle, we've got these beams, which this isn't something we normally see with the Clydesdale.
Yeah, it adds just a little accent. When you have a larger space, it helps break up the space and move your eye around the room. So it's just a nice little touch with the fan, also great in the master bedroom. And the whole house does have window blinds and coverings, and they're all motorized. So very smart home in this case.
Yeah, press of a couple buttons and you're ready to go. Alex, I'll have you swing this way because we've got a custom sliding barn door with the exposed hardware. These, every single home that I've walked through of Willis, they're almost always solid core, so they've got some nice weight to them. But this bathroom is very, very impressive. Rachelle, we've got a wraparound shower here.
Yes. So in the very first Clydesdale, Willis built this stunning shower where it has the freestanding tub setting out in the open. And then when you step in the shower, not only can you step in one side, you have a double shower. So when you step behind, you come out the other side.
That's so neat. And then they upgraded the shower heads throughout the house, even in secondary bedrooms and bathrooms. You've got the windows that are added. It brings in lights, which is really unique. And then Alex, if you get a shot, huge bench, and you've got that on both sides. But This is a concept that sometimes we see it costs extra to do. You've got a lot of tile, you've got a lot of extra materials required. You get the floating, for the freestanding tub right here, the almost floating vanities with the toe kick lighting, and then one thing that we've seen a lot of Willis Homes, the makeup counter.
Oh, people love the makeup counter. It's just your special little space that's dedicated. You don't have to move your jewelry or makeup. It's all set up and it's nicely lit. This one has a nice glass beaded chandelier in it.
I like the custom cabinet doors too. But we mentioned in the pantry, the pocket office / prep kitchen area. You're gonna see another pocket office, and we've got one version of that here in the closet. So, good size, you've got a ton of storage, you've got the dresser in the middle, which I know a lot of you are looking for, is having the island in the master closet is a big deal. They've also gone ahead and installed the desk right here. You've got the window overlooking the front yard, which adds a lot of function to this space. Face frame shelving throughout, but this leads, actually, I'm pigeonholing myself. Alex, if you swing around here, it's a tighter space, but you do have one of 2 laundry rooms that is connected right here to the master. I love that you get the top right there, all the built-ins. But we are going to cut to the second level because that is one of the most unique parts of this plan and a big thing that had to be customized. Rachelle, I love the arch right here.
Oh yeah, this came into play because of the transition. Because this is a 1.5 story Clydesdale, this was a new space for the architect. So the architect had fun with this space, and the slight arch leads you into the stairwell, which now curved, and it got flipped on this one. The normal Clydesdale has the stair on the other side. This one's flipped and it's curved. So the architect stacked the staircase and then opened up this space. So you have a great big 2-story entrance with trim all the way up to the ceiling. That little extra detail went a long way in this one. And then you have the really large transom window above the 2-story entrance, so it lets in lots of natural light. And as you can see in this plan, when we circle up the stairs, it has a loft space that overlooks this great room and a little reading nook.
That's really nice. I like that you get the catwalk functionality right there. By the way, we'll get you a shot of it in a second from upstairs. One of the biggest transom windows I think that we've seen on a property on the channel before. But Rachelle, this is the loft space that you had mentioned. It's kind of rare to see this, especially when you have those vaulted ceilings on the main floor and a plan with that ceiling height. Can you tell us, was this something that was important to the owners? I know we've got 2 bedrooms up here.
Yes, they needed 2 additional bedrooms, and they wanted them to be upstairs for that extra space because they wanted their whole basement to be a usable recreational space. Okay. And so they stacked these bedrooms actually above the garage spaces. So we have split 2-car garages below us, which allowed for this unique loft space, and then 2 bedrooms and a second laundry. Since we have bedrooms up here, you don't want to haul your laundry down the stairs. So we have a great setup here, a little mini kitchen and a laundry room up here also.
Very nice. So you've got 8-foot ceilings, but they add a bunch of ceiling details and box vaults. You've got like 1.5 times the depth that we normally see up here, recessed lights. But Alex, if you spin around, before we get to the first bedroom, Rachelle, this space right here, what was the purpose, intent behind this one?
Yeah, when we went to the 1.5 story, we had this little extra space, and the architect suggested to just open this up and leave it. And it was originally designed to have little bookshelves and be like a little reading nook or a craft room, or you could put a built-in desk there.
I like that they left it open. And one thing that you'll see, depending on the home, sometimes it's easier to close off something like that, and you'd almost never know that square footage exists. So I like that any future owner, you can basically have your pick. But another thing that's unique about this one, and one of the beauties of building your own custom home, the secondary bedrooms, which in some homes can kind of feel like an afterthought. They usually don't have the highest end finishes, etc. These are certainly an exception. So Rachelle, I mean, this entire wall is functional, usable space.
Yeah, so a lot of thought. Since this was a custom build, you have the blinds, extra windows. So you have windows on both sides for extra light coming in. You have a built-in desk in the corner. You have a window seat. So that was something that the homeowner just really loved, was window seats, and a lot of people do. So there's window seats in both of the bedrooms up here. We have nice wood flooring, and then we have an own private bath in this bedroom also. So that's important when you have teenagers or older kids or guests that want their private space. This plan is perfect for that.
And the bathrooms are upgraded too. You'll see as we turn the corner, you've got a rain shower head up top, which I've never seen in a secondary bathroom before. Shower door is extra wide, and then the closet around the corner. But we are going to head to bedroom number 2. And one of the things I like about this one is right before you get to it, you get the biggest laundry room that we've seen on a second floor. This laundry room is absolutely huge.
So yeah, so this one was also meant to be kind of a little snack area. But Alex, if you want to come in and you can venture around the corner, it goes on and on. So the laundry room has a full sink. It has quartz. It has pretty decorator tile across that backsplash. You can fit a full-size washer dryer here. Nice white and clean design choices. Nothing over the top. Just a nice solid laundry room for these spaces up here.
And then you get this nice hallway, so a little bit of separation. And what you saw in that first bedroom, they've continued it here as well. So we get the box vault, the 2 casement windows overlooking the front, and then of course the fully built-in wall with the reading nook. You've got the shelves on the left and the built-in corner desk. We could call it a pocket desk. That's kind of we've got a lot of pocket office, pocket desk going on here. And then of course you've got the private bath straight ahead. Very similar finishes to the first one.
Yes, this bath was slightly customized, and they wanted a built-in in the closet. So they opened up the closet and added some extra built-in storage. Now, as you can see here, we have the quartz top. We have the black framed glass sliders and some black fixtures. And then we have light fixtures that are built into the mirrors. So really classy and elegant for secondary baths, as Nick mentioned.
Now, before we get to the lower level, a little bit about the community. We're going to put some drone footage on the screen. This neighborhood is called Mills Ranch. It is located in Overland Park, and I'll put a little picture of where it's located specifically on the map. But price points are anywhere from $1 million all the way up to one that's been on the market for around $4 million. A lot of high-end custom builds, just like the one that you're seeing today. You could expect luxury amenities, a clubhouse with reclaimed wood wrapped siding all the way around. Very unique look to it. Upgraded landscaping throughout the community, and of course, sidewalks throughout. Rachelle, this lot specifically, you mentioned it's a big corner lot, 2 driveways, huge garage. It's over half of an acre.
That's right.
They tend to be pretty big here.
Yes. When they went to build their Clydesdale 1.5, this felt like the right neighborhood. Because of the range of builders and the sizes of plans, this was the perfect place to build that Clydesdale 1.5 story. Mills Ranch is not such a big neighborhood. It's fairly small, but yet it has a beautiful pool just up the hill.
And that's a big deal. You've got like 80 to 90 different home sites here. Usually developers want to see hundreds of home sites before they invest money into amenities, and to see the scale of those is very impressive. But if you have any questions building a home, if you're not quite ready to do anything just yet, we know a ton of different communities that could offer a lot of value to you. So feel free to give us a phone call, text message, email. We'd love to set you up for success. But we're going to head down to the lower level. You've got the curved staircase that continues, and then it brings you down to this nice landing. And we actually have a secret door. It wouldn't be a $2 million custom house by Willis unless you had a secret door right here.
Yes, so a special little built-in secret door. This was going to be wasted space, and so the homeowner just asked if they could add a door, and there is just a little storage space, so nothing too grand, but a nice little space behind the unfinished wall.
We walked through before we started filming this, and Rachelle, when you opened this, I had no idea. I would have never known. It follows the trim pattern very closely, so that is really nice to see. But you mentioned earlier in the video, it was important for the owners when they were building this house to have a lot of space, the usable space down here. And that's exactly what we've got. But I want to start with our second wet bar because this is one of two in the property. And I always love what they do in these. It's not just, you know, a walk-up bar, anything like that. You've got the dedicated island, the quartzite natural surface countertop. And then I also like that they do the alcove with the enamel color that matches. One big difference though, is you have a whole wall, a whole perimeter of cabinet and storage space down here.
Yes, it's a very usable bar. It's got the nice black with the grays, the hint of blue. It's really warm. It just warms up the space. And it, as you mentioned, that Clydesdale is known for having that secondary bar. And that's what this bar does in this entertainment space in the basement is it adds your focal point in here.
Absolutely. And you know, one other thing we typically see in a Clydesdale lower level is either a gym or a theater. And that's what we're going to show you in a second. But really quickly, we've got our fourth bedroom. So really good size. You've got the windows overlooking the sunken patio, which was another custom detail that they added. A big reason this builder really stands out. And then you do have a private bath straight back. So we'll get you a quick shot of that before we get to the theater here. And here we are, the theater. It's an actual theater. It's not just a dark room in the house.
It is. It's got a lot of upgrades. So typically theater rooms you see where you have the dark paint. It's got the nice side lights for a little ambiance, and it has the special step-up tiered seating. So in this case, they just have a nice big loungy sofa here, but in lots of cases, you can do theater seating. So you could get 2 rows of theater seating in here. Nice big screen, projector, stays with the home. So just a great space for having people over watching a movie.
You know, a lot of homes that I've walked through, sometimes when they do have a theater, it feels exactly like just a dark room. You don't have the light fixtures, you don't have everything installed. This feels like a theater, which is so nice to have in a house like this big, especially an entertainment house where you've got 2 wet bars. Maybe you've got kids upstairs, downstairs. It just adds a lot of value. But we want to show you 2 more parts of this plan. One is actually the rec space. So kind of a second media center. Currently, this is outfitted as a gym, which I'm a big fan of, but I know a lot of you might want to use this as an actual media center. So, Shell, can you walk us through the layout here?
Yeah, originally this space is designed to have your second level seating where you would have a nice big comfy sofa. You would have your TV screen on the wall if you're watching the big game. You have the wet bar behind you, and then you have another social space. And then this space is big enough for a pool table, a game table. So a very big extended recreational space down here that you can put various types of gaming equipment or sofas.
I'm gonna commit the cardinal sin of filming videos here. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. There's one detail, which is you've got the bay daylight windows down here. This is right under the family room upstairs. That's such a good look. It gives you the privacy, and especially if you do use this as a media area, you're not having to deal with a bunch of light glaring off of the TV. But Rachelle, like you mentioned, this is a really sizable space, game table, dining table, however you'd like to use it. One of the rarest things about this is the walkout lower level sunken patio. You notice the cut right there. It's because I have a persistent issue getting these sliding doors open. But the nice thing is you've got a beautiful flow out here. And Rachelle, one big difference with this one, look at all the stone here.
Yes, the builder brought in extra stone to make this space really nice. This is a perfect sunken in patio. You see the large stones frame the space and the stair. The stairs just takes you up to the nice level yard. Great outdoor space in this home. It's a fully fenced yard, and if you continue on the slope, you make your way up to the grill deck and the lanai. So a perfect space. And just a side note, the builder did take some extra precautions here and put in a drain up top, and then there is drain down here in the sunken in patio. So second sump pump will keep that water out of this space, so hopefully no concerns for anyone.
And it's located somewhere here below this decorative stones.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. Usually you see a drain in the middle, but in this case, they set it off to the side, hidden underneath the stones.
This is a big deal. If this is one of the first videos on the channel you've seen, this at a standard home that you'd see on the market, this would all be underground right here. So it adds a ton of value. But big thank you to Rachelle and the current owners for letting us show the beautiful house. Her contact information will be down below in the description. If you're looking at different price points, communities, comparing different builders, I would love to put all of this to work for you. So any questions, feel free to give me a phone call, text message, email. We'd love to set you up for success. There will be 2 videos on the screen. Next week's video, make sure to subscribe so you see it. I'm going to link it right here. This is the video YouTube thinks you would enjoy the most. So click right there or there, and we'll see you on the other side.